Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. Today I'm just gonna take a quick look at the secret layers that are coming out later today. Um, because there's actually a couple that I am going to look to try and buy. I don't know how successful uh, I will be at that. I have a rough go with that. Just get stuck in the queue and then nothing's left. But we'll see what there is. There is three non-Final Fantasy ones and three Final Fantasy drops today. And for people in the States, you get your free shipping at $100. So for me, I'm going to be paying, I don't know, I don't remember if it's 7 or 10 or 10 or $12. I don't know. It just ends up making the layers about double the price after the fees and everything for me. So a lot of the time, unless it's something that's very interesting or seems like a slam dunk, I just don't bother anymore looking at the layers. These layers come out today at 9 a.m. PST, so 12 noon for me on the secret layer website. I wonder if they limited the quantities for these and made more of the Final Fantasy ones. We got a Phil Fogilo lair with his interesting art with Goblin Bombardment, Orcish Lumberjacks, Constant Mist, and Song of the Dryads. Um, Definitely interesting group. Definitely some of them are pretty useful cards, just not cards I need. So I'm not looking to get them. I expect Constant Mist will probably get 72 reprints now, because it seems to be where, like, if it's a limited supply card, they'll like put it in the lair and then let the floodgates happen. So I guess watch out for that maybe as a thing. The other cards aren't too particularly valuable, so pretty much if you like the art, perfect. If you don't care, then I would say skip it. Um, so they're the normal price $30 and $40. 30 for non-foil, 40 for rainbow foil. Then we got a Miri Sekabashira. Probably butchered that terribly bad. I'm sorry. Another 4 card lair with Scion of Draco, Mirage Mirror Resculpt, and Consecrated Sphinx. So that's definitely a big solid card as your headliner card. It seems like they just keep this card for that the Sphinx for secret layers and uh, master sets. Although, like, I don't know when they're gonna do more master sets. Like, they'll probably sneak one in somewhere, sometime soon. But I've kind of soured on them. I just get stuck with like overpaying a lot. But definitely a pretty solid value layer, I would think. Like the Sphinx would be probably close to the value of the layer, although it is kind of weird art. So definitely interesting. Some of these ones they age pretty well, um, because it really ends up picking up later. And then we got another Frank Frazetta layer. The first one aged a lot better than I was expecting, considering it seemed like people kind of were not as pleased with the choices of the art because it was like duplicated, like it was like used very recently, for some other game or whatnot, and I kind of just stayed away from it because it didn't seem like the value was there, and a lot of the layers at the time I was just looking at for Like if the value was there, I would buy it. If the value wasn't there, I wouldn't buy it. Although, like I do like layers a lot of the time that have the art carry the value and that version be like you don't need to reprint a $50 card in a $30 layer to carry it type thing. I like when it's like the art and or the style or the treatment carrying it. So we got a Deadly Dispute, Murderous Rider, the Zulaport Cutthroat, Aggravated Assault, and Desperate Ritual. So the Aggravated Assault is like the big card out of this one, which actually is rebounded a bit better than I was expecting because like it did get a couple reprints like back to back, and well, maybe not back to back exactly, but like relatively close together considering it had no reprints basically for many years. And then it was just like in one of those weird box sets that nobody cared to rip open because it was like, I don't know, $80 or something, and there's like $40 in value in it. But definitely some playable cards, so it will probably age well again if it's not got a massive, like too big a supply increase. Like I expect them to have increased the supply of the Frazetta one for sure versus the first uh, layer that they did with him, his art. So and that's another 30 for non-foil and 40 for foil. So again, these come out uh, 9 a.m. PST, so 12 noon Eastern. Then we got 3 layers with Final Fantasy. There is a promo card if you buy the bundle of a Gilded Lotus. So not a particularly expensive card. It seems like they kind of been cheaping out on how expensive the promos are sometimes. But like sometimes they'll just do like the promo be the pencil, and it's like who cares that much about that? Like, is that really going to push somebody to spend a bit of extra money, or I don't know. So probably going to be a few dollars for the Lotus. Although it does surprise me a lot of the time that it's pretty resilient to being reprinted a bunch. So probably one that will age quite well eventually. So there's 3 layers, as I said. They come out the same time, 9 a.m. PST, 12 Eastern. So you get Final Fantasy Game Over. So Spira's Punishment, which is the Day of Judgment. These are all like reskinned letters, which definitely are a thing I don't mind because you're not being forced to like rush out FOMO mechanically unique cards and then be like, oh no, when are they gonna reprint this if I can't get them type thing if they're limited print. So like I figure the Final Fantasy ones will sell out relatively quickly unless they're like a big supply. But I guess we'll see. Like there has been layers that just haven't sold out as fast as people think that layers would sell out, and then they're like mad that they're not, like I don't know what people want. They get mad if they don't sell out. They get mad if they sell out too fast. It's like it's just weird. We got Absorbed Time into Time, which is Temporal Extortion. I don't think that card's seen a really big reprint yet. I think it was what's on the list 1 or 2 times, so that might be that might actually be the best card in quotations for value. I haven't looked it up in a while, but then we got Merciless Poisoning, which is Toxic Deluge. Definitely a very solid card. That always holds a bit of value. Then Praetor, Unseat the Usurper, which is Praetor's Grasp. And Meteor Fall, which is Star of Extinction. So this one I'm probably not going to end up buying unless I try and buy the bundle. Just because, as I say, it's hard for me to justify doing it when the layer cost ends up being double, basically. And I don't play with any of these cards. But I do like the fact that they didn't do an IP tax, being these are the normal price 20, like $30 and $40. So that is very good. I think like I was expecting that these would have that like $10 IP tax on them, and then that would like really make it so that like that first layer I wouldn't buy. There would be no shot. And then we got a second layer is the Grimoire layer. So you get 5 more cards with. That's the other thing. The first layers were like what 4 cards only, and then these are 5 cards. I know these are like I don't know how that works with the art for these. Maybe they got a deal because it's not real. Like it's reskinned art, but it's not like they had to have the artist paint the pictures. So got a Prismatic Ending, which is Yuna's Holy Magic. It's not a very expensive card because it's only like what an uncommon, like probably $1. But then we got Hope's Arrow Magic, which is Cyclonic Rift. I didn't expect that they put Cyclonic Rift in a $30 secret layer ever, like limited or not. Like I just didn't expect that. I expected them to just have that carry a set or get put into one of the decks that had lower value. Like if they put this in that like last commander deck as a reason for people to like pay the extra money, then that would make sense. But definitely interesting that they put that in a $30 layer. Then we got Noctis Death's Magic, which is Damn. Definitely a card that's I think it's been reprinted a couple times, at least one time, and not particularly crazy value, but still a couple dollars. Then we got Vivi's Thunder Magic, which is Lightning Bolt, so that is probably going to be a couple dollars for that version, but like Lightning Bolt's, I don't want to say almost nothing now, but like definitely seems to get reprinted all the time. So, but still very good card, iconic card. And then we got Eris, Kozriel, Kurja Magic, which is Heroic Intervention. I wouldn't have expected them to put 2, I'd say premium cards. Like Heroic Intervention's not like on the same price value as Cyclonic Rift, but like still a very playable card. It's been reprinted like a crap ton of times. Like it's reprinted in like basically seems like every year, sometimes even it seems like multiple times almost, and it still holds some value. Like I didn't, it's come down, but it's still holding pretty decent value considering like it's all the time. So with that layer not being jacked up, I was very surprised. That's the layer that I'm gonna look to get extras of beyond a bundle, if possible. Then we got the weapons bundle. So this has Eunice Sending Staff, which is Staff of the Storyteller. That was a card from All Will Be One, the Boros deck for that set. It's kind of bounced around value wise, but it's definitely an interesting card. some very slow draw kind of in white. Um, then we got Clive's Invictus Blade, which is Blade Selves. Definitely a card that's come down in value because of some reprints, but definitely a playable card. Then we got Cloud's Buster Sword, which is Imazawa's Jite. Another card that is very, very good card, but I guess it surprised me still holding up some decent value just because I thought, okay, well, it's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say being pushed out because, like, it's definitely a very good card, but just, I haven't seen him be played that much anymore. And I don't know if that's because it's, like, kind of, it's rebounded a bit of value or just, like, people don't know how good it is from just not seeing it being used as much or just it being like I don't know $15-$20 Canadian card and like people don't want to spend that much money. The Game Piece Army people that just don't want to spend any money. I don't know. And got a Gia's Dark Hammer, which is Colossus's hammer. This is a card that surprises me being worth a few dollars, at least when I don't know. I just expected it to be one of those uncommons that like kind of just fades into obscurity once it like rotated out, but definitely sees some enough demand to see some value. And then we got Titus's Brotherhood Sword, which is Sword of Truth and Justice. MH1 Sword. Definitely, to me, it's always felt like a win more sword. So, I don't know. But definitely an interesting, like, blue and white protection's interesting. And then, I don't know. Just seems like a win more sword to me. But, definitely another solid inclusion, at least. Again, like 30 and 40. So, the bundles are 200, and they have the bundle for English and Japanese. So you save like $10, and you get the promo. So I don't know. I'm probably mainly going to target the Grimoire, maybe a bundle for the English. There's no extra discount on the super bundle, like the super both English, both languages bundle. It's actually like 1 penny more. I don't know why they do that. It does seem kind of weird, but definitely think these are going to be the ones that sell out if any of them sell out quick. Definitely this Grimoire one, I think, is going to be a targeted one. So definitely the one I'm going to be looking at putting some money towards. Get a couple. Put some. Probably try and get 2 or 3 extras or whatever, 4 extras or something. I don't know what the limit's going to be. Like, probably try and max that out so then I can like open some and play with some of them, but then have the sealed layers for the hopeful value gain to then end up offsetting the one or two that I open. But I guess my question is, what are you looking? Are you looking to buy any of the secret layers from this super drop? Are you excited for the Final Fantasy reskins? And what are you looking to buy? I'd like to know. Thanks again for watching. I hope to see you next time. Take care and